Hello, and welcome back to TFE with your hosts Dan and Danny.
Hello.
What have you done this week that you would recommend?
That's not how you start the show, Dan.
It is now.
Well, that's okay.
Maybe because I've forgotten how I normally start the show.
Well, it's written all down, Dan.
I still forgot how to start the show.
It's all written down. This whole entire thing is scripted. Every event, even this right now, is in the script. It's a secret that no one can know, but we do it. And now the magic has disappeared. Cut to stage left. Act 1. Go.
What?
That is also part of the script. Ooh.
You will never know
Anyway.
what is and isn't.
I have watched Dick Figures, the movie.
I thought it said fingers originally.
Nope, it says figures.
I'm even more confused.
Basically, it's a stick figure animated show that was on is on YouTube. It came out ages ago. This is something that came out like 5-10 years ago. And I just was like feeling nostalgic, so I just decided to watch that. And it's like a 12-part episode movie on. Because it was released as a movie. You can buy the full movie, but I was like, I'm not paying for it, so I'll watch it on YouTube.
It sounds awful.
No, it's fucking great. It's stick figures fighting. It's fucking great. It's hilarious.
It can't be. It sounds terrible.
I haven't said anything. All I've said is it's stick figures. It's those stick figure animation fights. It's got heart. It's got characters you'll love and know. It's fucking great. It's about a character named Blue and a character named Red, and he's on a quest to get his girlfriend Pink the perfect gift. And it involves ninjas and dead ghosts, raccoons. It's all great.
Oh dear.
It's a lot of fun. It's crass humor. It's racial stereotypes. It's great. I love it. But I was feeling nostalgic for that. But the main thing that everyone wants to hear about, Dan, is...
Do they?
Yes.
I'm unaware of this.
Yes. It's the Duck Duck Go. I don't know why I said DuckDuckGo.
No, do I? What is DuckDuckGo?
Is DuckDuckGo, I think, is a competitor to Google, isn't it? It's this web browser search.
Oh, I thought one about the actual game of DuckDuckGo. Like,
Is it Go Duck? I can't remember. Is DuckDuckGo or fucking... Hang on, let me Google DuckDuckGo. This is not where I thought this segment was going, but DuckDuckGo.
Oh, I think it's DuckDuckGoose.
Yeah, DuckDuckGoose is... Yeah, DuckDuckGo. It's a web browser.
Wait, DuckDuckGoose is a film?
Is it?
Apparently so. DuckDuckGoose is a film. It's on Netflix.
Oh, cool. DuckDuckGo is an internet search engine that emphasizes protecting searches, privacy, and avoiding the filter bubble of personalized search results.
So is that what you've been watching this week?
No, I've been watching Castlevania. It's fucking sick and I love it, and it's the greatest show ever made.
But it's ended, you said.
Yeah, this is the last season, but as everyone may know or may not know, I have stated that if Netflix cancels this show, I will cancel my Netflix subscription. However, there are rumors, it is not yet confirmed, that they are doing a spin-off in that universe with new characters. And now, if that turns out to be true, my Netflix subscription is safe. But if it turns out to be false, bye-bye Netflix subscription.
So whole of Netflix, the whole business relies on them making this.
It relies on me sustaining them.
Yeah.
Every month, continuously, because I am the person who everyone's password is spread out across. Yeah. Everyone uses my password to access their Netflix.
Yes.
So my one small payment every month
Your
contributes
£8
to
a month.
all. Yep, contributes to all of Netflix. Everyone has to share, and it's really complicated getting everyone to manage around their 4-person screen sharing thing at the same time. But we somehow managed to do it. But yeah, I will say one thing, no spoilers, but this is one thing. Day armor is the sickest fucking thing in the world, and I love it.
That makes no sense to me.
Yep, but anyone who has watched the show knows what I'm talking about, and oh boy, it's fucking great.
Well, I've seen one episode of Castlevania this week. Season 2, episode 2.
Well done. I'm proud. What have you been up to, other than that?
Well, I watched Tenet twice. Because
yeah, you've watched it more than I have.
Well, you have to watch it twice, that film.
Yeah, I mean, it's all right. I liked it when I watched it in cinemas. The last movie I've watched in cinemas for ages.
I liked it quite a bit. I was quite intrigued about the whole thing. It's my type of film.
Yes, backwards.
Yeah.
Because you have backwards views on society, Dan. You bastard.
No, I like psychological thrillers. So that was my type of genre film. Bit of sci-fi, confusing, everything revealed at the end. I think Christopher Nolan is a great filmmaker for the most part.
Got Twilight Boy, who's going to be Batman.
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that Batman. Looks good.
Is it John Washington, the protagonist?
Denzel Washington's son.
Yeah.
John Washington.
Yeah, I was right. I got his name right. He's pretty good in it. Although when I first watched it, I didn't realize he's not actually got a name in the film.
No, his name's the protagonist.
Yeah, well, he's not named.
He's the protagonist. He is named
does.
the protagonist.
He's the protagonist, yes, but
in the credits, he is named protagonist.
Yeah, no, he's not given a name. That's the whole point.
Yeah, he's the protagonist. He's called the protagonist in the film.
I do wonder if they're going to make a sequel, because they do kind of set up a sequel.
No, Dan, they won't make a sequel because they'll have to make it all the same film, just in playing forward again.
What?
It would just be the same film playing forward. So it'd just be the film backwards but playing forward in succinct.
Well, no. It's just because what Neil says at the end of the film. Not too much spoilers because the guy says you only halfway
Dan,
through.
it's been out for ages.
True.
You can spoil this.
But a lot of people haven't seen it yet. They've only seen it now because it's come on Sky for free. A lot of people didn't know it was coming out.
Well, the people who aren't going to watch it aren't listening to this, and if they
True,
aren't listening
very
to
true.
this,
However, I like the film. Maybe we
Dan,
might
what we'll do is in the title of this thing, we'll put Tenant spoilers for no real reason other than because you're worried people will be deterred from Tenant spoilers.
Well, I've not exactly said any spoilers, but the other thing I watched this week was His Dark Materials.
This is Netflix, right?
No, it's BBC and HBO.
Oh.
So,
what is it? I've heard of it, but I've never
Do you remember
watched
The Golden Compass back in 2008?
I remember it.
Yeah, well, The Golden Compass was based
bad.
off books from His Dark Materials.
Oh, it's got the Logan girl in it, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
What I will say is I'm pretty sure the title sequence is better than the whole show from what I've seen so far, the first 3 episodes.
Oh, well, this sounds interesting. Sleep bad.
Well, no, it's just I think the title sequence is one of the best title sequences I've ever seen.
And you've watched many title sequences in your long, extensive career of watching maybe 10 shows in your lifetime.
Well, I think it's one of the best ones. I mean, I think some of the other best ones is Game of Thrones, or was Game of Thrones. But it's still a good title sequence.
How does that change the title sequence? Because Game of Thrones turned out bad.
Yeah,
Does
I know,
that ruin the title sequence, Dan?
Game of Thrones turning bad just ruined everything to do with Game of Thrones. Doctor Who was pretty good as well. A lot of the titles.
Which Doctor Who?
The best one?
No one cares.
I don't know if she was the best one. It's hard to say.
If she was the best one. You said if she was the best one.
She?
Yeah, you said she's the best one.
She's not the best one.
Yeah, no, we all know it's David Tennant.
Anyway, I've only seen the first 3 episodes. I'm intrigued by the show. I'm going to carry on. I'm actually going to continue on watching the series from week to week.
Are we going to get weekly updates like we got for the Watch Dogs game and every other thing you've promised you'll continue? How's Superman going?
Oh, dear. Moving on. Let's move on to stream that movie news into my head, and we're going to start off with some trailers for this week. And I want to start off with Venom.
Wait, what? There's a Venom trailer?
There's a Venom trailer. I didn't expect it coming out, but I want to talk about it.
Yes, let's talk about it. There is Venom, and there is Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock, and there's a man punching a wall, and his name is Cletus Cassidy.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson.
Yes. Damn it, that's enough.
Yes, Carlson. The Carlson dance.
Woody Harrelson. She was not Carlson.
No, it's Harrison.
Oh.
He was in Frasier, Dan. How do you not know?
Definitely Woody Harrelson. Oh, I know him from Now You See Me.
Yeah, I know him from a lot of other stuff, but he's been around since Frasier. So, no, not Frasier. The one before Frasier. The one before Frasier. What's the one before Frasier?
I don't know. Asking me for. I'm not gonna know.
Fuck, what's it called? Because it's like one of the biggest. That's the one. There you go. Cheers. He's from Cheers. Frasier is the spin-off of Cheers, and Woody Harrelson is in Cheers. And that's how everyone knows Woody Harrelson, because he was from Cheers.
Anyway, I really like this trailer.
I'm going to get a lot of people confused. I liked it.
I thought it was way better than
They
the first
actually
one.
had CGI Venom in it, unlike the first time we saw the Venom trailer, and they didn't have Venom in it because they hadn't finished the CG, but they wanted to get the trailer out.
Yeah.
So it was just CG-less Venom trailer. And then they've had to release the other trailer like once they'd finished the CG. This time we actually get CG.
Well, from the trailer, I really like the tone of the film. It seems a lot more comedic based.
Yes.
rather than the first one. Was the first one was like really serious, but then it didn't turn out to be really serious anyway, and people liked it for not being really serious.
No, it was because it took itself so seriously that it was funny, and that's why
Yeah,
people
yeah.
laughed.
But it seems now they're kind of leaning into the more comedy aspect.
Well, yeah, the first bit's Venom singing. which
Yeah, I
is
thought it was great.
fun. And you didn't realize it was Tom Hardy.
I did not realize for ages it was Tom Hardy's voice, and then I found out it was Tom Hardy's voice, and I was like, "That's pretty cool. He's done a good job."
Mm. And
I like Woody Harrelson.
I like the design of Carnage from the brief clip that we got to see of him reigning.
Yeah, I think the only thing I'm concerned about maybe is Carnage origin story. I don't think it's gonna be very comic book accurate.
Yeah, it might be. They have all the places that he gets in. There's Ravencroft. Which
Yeah.
Is the institute.
However, it seems like because Carnage is meant to be Venom's son.
Not really. It's just
It's
Venom.
an offspring of Venom.
Yeah, but it's a piece of Venom gets off, goes into Cletus Cassidy's blood, and creates Carnage.
Yeah.
So all it has to do is a drop of Venom has to land on Cletus Cassidy, and then that will infect him, and then becomes Cletus.
I will wait and see. I'm looking forward to it.
Comic books are complicated, and a lot of it gets simplified for movies.
I think it will end up being what you said. I think actual is a lot more complicated than that.
I want to know why Woody Harrelson knows Eddie Brock. Was Eddie Brock the
Well,
one
in the
who
comics, they
released the
spent
story?
time in jail together. That's how they separated. So Eddie Brock went into prison, but Venom separated. And Venom created an offspring, but then the offspring turned and went in because it was neglected. It went to Cletus Cassidy, who was also rejected, and then they kind of combined. And then he was originally black, but he's only red because his blood made him red.
Mm. Also, in the trailer, we get the Daily Bugle, which
That's
is
true. So we
a
might see
Spider-Man.
a connection.
And in that newspaper, if you pause it at just the right moment, it has the Avengers as a headline in it.
Ooh,
So
maybe it
there-
might be connected then.
I don't know how people freeze frame this shit so perfectly. Avengers something lose mighty mass something hit something. It says Avengers lose, so it might be about the events of Endgame or Infinity War.
Quite possibly, but we'll wait and see. We did an episode of TBO last week to see if it was going to be rated R, or our thoughts about if it was rated R, so check that out.
Because it certainly got the tones of it being a bit more bloody and violent.
Yeah, but that wasn't the only trailer to release this week.
No. Well, at least the ones we spotted. We have the Prestige Protege.
That's not...
My brain was thinking Christopher Nolan, and then my brain went Prestige because he made that
The
one.
protege,
One of
or
the,
protege, however
Protege.
you say that word.
starring Samuel Jackson, and Michael Keaton, and Maggie Q.
It looks like a female John Wick.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of those recently, and I've loved every single one of the ones that I've watched.
Yeah, as long as they don't do forced feminism, I'm happy.
Yeah, but this is basically, from the looks of the trailer, Samuel L. Jackson, spoilers, dies and is the mentor of Maggie Q's character, and she goes on a revenge mission to kill Michael Keaton, and there's a bit of sexual tension between the two.
It looks actually
Or at least
really
on Michael,
interesting.
or at least on Michael Keaton's side of it. She doesn't seem interested at all.
Oh, no, definitely not. But it looks interesting. Samuel L. Jackson is, same as always, just excelling as an actor.
Oh yeah, speaking of, we did get another trailer for the Hitman's Bodyguard, but not much was revealed because there was a trailer that came out, but not much changed. So that's why we're not talking about that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to that one as well, but we'll wait and see.
Yeah. But yeah, other than there's an interesting. I like all those people. I mean,
Yeah,
what's
I
not
mean,
to
it looks
like?
interesting.
And also, it's directed by the guy who did Casino Royale.
I still haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, and GoldenEye's Martin Campbell.
I think Casino Royale is the only Daniel Craig James Bond I haven't seen.
I'm not even sure. Hang on. Let me double check if it's the right if Martin Campbell did James Bond, Daniel Craig, GoldenEye, or did the other GoldenEye. Not Casino Royale. Casino.
I always forget there's two Casino Royales. It really confuses me.
Yeah. He did do the James Bond, Daniel Craig one, 2006. And he did Green Lantern.
Huh.
Or at least worked on it. He did The Mask of Zorro, Legend of Zorro. Any other films that I've seen? Maybe.
Probably not.
Maybe they're good. I've never watched half of the other stuff, but yeah, Casino Royale and Green Lantern. I liked Green Lantern. I know Ryan Reynolds hates it, but I kind of enjoyed it.
Well, the question was, for Green Lantern, how much of it was Mark Campbell and how much was it Warner Brothers? Because Warner Brothers seemed to be a recurring theme.
It's probably Warner Bros. And then the last of the trailers that we're going to talk about is The Green Knight. Never heard of this, but the internet went crazy over it, so I decided to give it a look, and it looks interesting.
I wasn't that interested about it, actually.
I don't know. It looked alright. I think it looks very nice.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if I care about the story. No, but it stars Dev Patel, Alicia Vikander, and Joel Edgerton as some of the main names. It also, I can't remember the dude's name, but the bad guy from like the latest Mission Impossibles.
Oh yeah,
that
him.
Dude,
yeah.
He's the king, I think. So
yeah, it seems to be like Knights of the Round Table.
Yeah, and then the dude kills or chops off the head of a tree man, and then the tree man's like, well, you fucked up, but now you have to go on a quest and do stuff. And I was like, what?
Yeah, I don't think the story interests me at all. I think this story is going to be bad, but we'll wait and see. That's just the vibes I'm getting.
Yeah. Let me just try and see if I can find the name of the bad guy, because it's Sean Harris.
Sean Harris. He's actually really good, Mission Impossible.
Yeah, I like this character. But yeah, it's very interesting to see. I'm assuming it's based off the like a comic book or something, because everything nowadays is. So if we have completely misread this and it's something really, really popular, then yes, we don't do research here.
Yeah, but talking about casting,
yes,
Edward Norton has joined Knives Out too.
Yes, along with Dave Bautista and Catherine Hahn. So everyone's favorite villain. Yeah. No, all three of them are from Marvel.
Who did Edward Norton do? That was the original Hulk, right?
Original Hulk.
Yeah.
Still technically part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Still haven't seen it.
Despite the fact that they bury it every time. Because you can't watch it because it's owned by Universal. But yeah, sequel to Knives Out. Netflix paid a shit ton of money for 2 sequels for Knives Out.
Netflix paid for it?
Yeah, Netflix got the rights. We talked about this, Dan.
I don't remember. Go check out the episodes to see if I'm right or wrong.
Yeah, but Netflix paid a shit ton of money, $450 million to get both sequels.
I don't think they're worth that much.
Well, it did very well. And now they're just paying for all the cast members that they're going to get.
Yes.
The entire budget is just cast members, because the first one was just cast members, and it was a good film.
To be fair, it doesn't need to have a lot of big budget production.
No, it's just got to be a murder mystery, so you can just
as long as it's got a good story, it's fine.
Yeah.
But that's what it needs. It has to have it.
Well, some people debate whether or not Rian Johnson can do good stories, but hey.
We'll wait and see.
Let's not get on to The Last Jedi. And then from The Last Jedi, which we weren't talking about, but I mentioned, to Disney TV shows, to Marvel.
That was such a long segue.
Hey, why not use segues? They're fun, and
you could have just said talking about Marvel. We talked about Marvel actors joining that show.
I could have, but I forgot we mentioned them, so I created another loophole. But yeah, Miss Marvel's Disney Plus show has wrapped filming. So I'm guessing they're just doing all the CGI to make her limbs stretchy now.
Yeah, I imagine that'll come out next year now, probably beginning next year.
Yes. Well, I think she's 2022, so.
Yeah, I mean,
this is one of the ones I'm least looking. Well, I'm not really that interested in.
I've got enough faith in Marvel to just make good properties now.
Yeah,
Marvel, they've got a very good track record. I don't know how many other studios have made this many good films.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, why not? It would be interesting. It would definitely. I'm definitely curious. I don't know how much I'm gonna care, and I think I probably end up really only watching it because of the Marvels, or whatever the fuck the title of the new Captain Marvel sequel is, just so I know the character before going into that.
Yeah, I'm still wondering how they're going to do all this, because Ms. Marvel is supposed to be inspired by Captain Marvel, but Captain Marvel's not big on Earth yet.
Well, maybe we'll find out, Dan.
So,
maybe it's because of the events of Endgame that she beat the shit out of Thanos single-handedly, and then only lost because he cheated and punched her in the face with a power stone.
Maybe, but even then, I don't think any news reporters would see her though.
Oh, how do all the kids know? Because Spider-Man's a little gossip and is telling everyone.
Of course he is.
Yeah. And then you wanted to talk about this.
Oh yeah, carrying with Marvel, apparently Eternals and Shang-Chi might not release in China. And for those who don't know, China is becoming the biggest market for movies. So for Marvel to not release Shang-Chi, a film that's meant to be for the Asian market, won't be releasing in China is a huge dent in their profit margin.
Do we know why exactly?
China only allow a set number of films to be released a year to do with their restrictions.
They've already had every Fast and Furious movie booked up by 9 places because we're on the 9th film. So they're releasing every Fast and Furious. And then the last slot goes to Hobbs and Shaw. So that's all 10 movies in China.
No, but for real, it's because the director of Eternals, I believe, is from Hong Kong, and she said some really bad things about China. So they don't like the film because of that. And then Shang-Chi, in one of the moments in the comic books, is like really racist towards China. And and China don't care because it's to do with the character. And then like, well, nope, you can't have this because it's against China.
Well, sucks to be a big powerhouse global conglomerate not being able to go into a huge dictatorship government.
Yeah, I mean, Disney are working on talks for China to try to, get this in so they can make money. But if they don't...
Well, I'm pretty sure they had another film, Mulan, was pretty much hated in China, despite trying to appeal to the Chinese.
Yeah, but Mulan was a terrible film.
Yeah, but maybe Americans shouldn't try and, appeal to the Chinese without getting the Chinese on board.
I mean, Endgame did well in China. I don't know why you're trying to make it dedicated to Chinese market.
Because, Dan, it had... No, I don't remember if it had a Chinese... Also, I can't remember. I think time travel was banned in China. So I don't know how they got Endgame through. There's a bunch of rules...
technically time travel.
Because Doctor Who's banned in China because of time travel and like interdimensional shit, isn't it? There's a lot of restrictions that you can't have on.
The Endgame in time travel works is a lot different because you're not traveling back in time to make a new timeline. You're traveling back in time to get something to go turn back to where you are. And it says in the line you can't change the present. So maybe that's why it's really strange.
Well, so you can't have ghosts. So Ant-Man and the Wasp couldn't be in there because that's got a character called Ghost.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
But yeah. And then last of the Marvel news, Marvel's What If series has been confirmed to come out this August.
I'm not really surprised about that. I feel like it was always going to come out in August.
I mean, it probably would.
When's Shang-Chi coming out? September? Or was that August as well?
I mean, I can never remember. The dates
September.
have moved around. Yes, the dates have moved around so much.
So July is Black Widow. August is going to be What If. September is going to be Shang-Chi. October, I don't believe there's anything. November's Eternals. December's Spider-Man. So after next month, there's 1 month where there's nothing Marvel coming out.
I mean, it'll be an interesting one. I mean, this one's I'm interested in because it's all the alternate versions of the characters and everything that people have been clamoring for that they'd never do in the movies because they're far too complex. And now they can do them as Elseworld stories.
I imagine it'd be pretty good.
Yeah, and it's our last voice or performance by Chadwick Boseman. So
yeah, everyone watch it for that one. But talking about alternates of original stories, Enola Holmes 2 is going to have Millie Bobby Brown and Henry Cavill once again.
I mean, if they didn't have Millie Bobby Brown return, then it would be a bad Enola Holmes sequel.
Yeah, very true. But, this wasn't... I don't think it was one of our favourite films. This was one of our first ever reviews we did on this podcast.
I'm pretty sure it was the first.
Might well be. It might have even been our episode that didn't even release.
Maybe.
Don't quite remember.
No, it wasn't the one that we didn't release. I'm still trying to work on fixing that at some point. But yeah, it was an okay film. I didn't love it. I thought it was certainly annoying in some aspects. I really hope they don't return the love interest or whatever it was meant to be. That kid. I hope he never returns. Interest,
and then Enola Holmes was like, "Nah, I'm good. Just carry him."
Yeah, I hope he never returns. I didn't like him. He was a fucking twat. I liked Henry Cavill, and now hopefully that she is under his wing. I think was the plot line of the last one. So he's her ward, isn't he?
Yeah.
But he's just gonna let her do shit. So,
I would like to see more Sherlock.
Oh yeah,
actual like Sherlock stories maybe. Maybe Enola Holmes could be his assistant.
Nah, Dan, it's going to be Sherlock Holmes gets captured, and then it's Enola Holmes' job to get him out.
I don't believe John Watson is in Enola Holmes. So if John Watson isn't there, maybe they could have a story of Enola Holmes instead of John Watson.
Maybe John Watson is the one who kidnaps Sherlock Holmes, and then kills him and slits his throat, and then she's like, "What the fuck?"
Just on a completely unrelated note, I've just noticed a new widget pop up my computer, and I have no idea how it got here.
Ooh, what widget is it? Describe it to the audience.
Well,
Maybe
it's got the weather on it. It says 11 degrees, rain showers, and then I click on it, and it's got news and stuff. I don't know how this has got here. It's on my taskbar. How is this here? Can I get rid of it?
Right click and then...
I got rid of it, but it's new.
Well done.
News and interests, apparently.
Oh, well, speaking of news and interests, the Golden Globes Backlash. Basically, everyone's cancelled the Golden Globes. Do you know why?
I do not know why. Please explain.
So basically, I think it came out recently that no people of color are on the board to pick the films. And then basically everyone went, well, that's not right, even though we've let this pass for however many years the Golden Globes has been going on. And then everyone's just cancelling it. Scarlett Johansson, Tom Cruise, a bunch of other people have all just handed... Well, Tom Cruise handed back his awards. Scarlett Johansson criticized it. And a bunch of other people.
Who
Netflix,
chooses
Warner
these
Brothers, themselves. It's the self-jerking cycle of Hollywood, where people in power dictate the people underneath them, and then they give their successors the title of what they earn. But yeah, everyone's
were
basically...
people racist? Or was it just because there wasn't a black person on the board?
Well, I think it was... I can never remember. I don't know. I don't really understand this, but I think it's a lot of... I think it was because there weren't any people of color on the board. And then because of that, it's kind of like, well, you can't... I think it was Brie Larson's point of, you can't really judge a piece of work. You can, but for a person of color, a film full of people of color is much more impactful to a person of color. So having it based on a film based on people of color being judged by white people isn't really an impactful way of describing film. You should have a wide array of...
I suppose that is true, because if you think about it, Black Panther was a very culture impact film.
Yeah, but I think it was...
I don't think we appreciate too white
No,
men.
we don't appreciate it as much as a black person or a person of color appreciates that. It's the same with having female-led movies. It's a different perspective. So having all of those movies be judged by white guys or white people isn't gonna give the access to people of color to judge it. So, like, you can still judge it, but you want the people of color to be also
you need
judging
at least one other person to just give their input, to say, oh no, I really like this movie because whatever.
Yeah. And you
different
don't want just a bunch
backgrounds.
of white people judging like Asian culture films and
No.
because they won't have the same impact or the same like ideas or like it's very difficult to talk about this sort of shit without treading on a lot of glass.
I know.
And shattering it.
I'm gonna let you talk yourself into a hole here because I don't want to be cancelled.
I'm happy to be cancelled. I know that the world is weird. But if you don't talk about it, then you're not doing anything. And for the world to be bad, good people have to do nothing, or whatever the quote is. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's
But yeah,
awkward.
it's probably a good thing that we're discussing it, at least in terms of like getting more people of color onto the board of like, if you're doing it as this is the epitome of it's like only behind the Oscars in terms of critical acclaim.
I only agree with it if the reason why they're doing it is to get their opinions on films.
Yeah, I don't.
However,
I don't
if they're getting a person of color on the board just to get a person of color on the board, I don't agree with that because that is in turn racist.
Yeah, that's like Google having a quota for how many women or men, people of color it has that came out like ages ago.
Yeah,
because you had like they were hiring people based on their gender or their color because they had to meet quotas because they didn't want to appear racist.
Yeah, but even that's then in turn racist and sexist.
Yeah, because you're basically
You're discriminating.
Yeah. On a lighter note, HBO Max has revealed the release date for the Friends reunion, and a bunch of guest stars are set to appear for it. Did you ever watch Friends, Dan?
I never watched Friends, but I know a lot of people like Friends.
I watched Friends when it was after it all aired, and it was reruns in British television. Because why would we get it as like the same time as America?
Did you like it?
I loved it. I have DVDs stacked up high in all my shelves because I liked it, and I went and got all of the DVDs when DVDs were a thing and streaming wasn't.
So is
But yeah, I
is
haven't
this like a
watched it in ages.
documentary or is it an actual episode?
I don't know. I think it's just a reunion where they probably just talk about it. Oh, fuck off. Justin Bieber's there. James Corden. Nope, I'm not watching this. What the fuck, man? Why are these people? Lady Gaga, David Beckham? What the fuck? Cindy Crawford, Cara Delevingne, Elliot Gould, Kit Harington, Larry Hankin, Mindy Kaling, Thomas... No, okay, not a lot of these people I like. Tom Selleck, hey. James
Yeah,
Michael Taylor,
Harrington's
May.
alright.
Reese Witherspoon. Yeah, okay. BTS? Fuck off. This is just trying to appear to the most broad. Like, what have all of these people got in common?
Nothing. Appeal
Like-
to everybody. That's what it is.
I mean, what I know, I didn't even. Oh, okay, wow.
I'm pretty sure this is going to suck. Although HBO does normally have a good track record for content.
Yeah, but I think this is just going to be a sit down with all of like the main cast, and then it's just going to be, I guess, these people talking about what they liked about Friends.
So much talking about a lighter note.
Well, I was like, we'll talk about the release date, and then we'll talk about the guest stars. And I wanted to leave it as a surprise because I thought, they'll probably they'll get old guest appearances of like, because they had a lot of like big names. They had like Bruce Willis and all of that, all like massive stars on the show. And it was just like, maybe they'll bring all them back. No, they just bring back random fuckers who no one cares about.
Oh dear. Well, that is it for movie news. But we have some gaming news as we move on to We've Lost the Control of the News.
Beepity boppity boop.
Bippity boppity. But we're going to start with Sony, as we always do.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently Sony is working on 25 PS5 games, and half of them are new franchises.
Yeah. And what the other half, Dan, are all sequels.
Of course.
I imagine this is including like all the ones that have already been announced, like
I
Ratchet and Clank.
don't doubt it. Are they working on another Spider-Man? Probably. Working on another God of War? Probably.
Well, that's already confirmed, Dan. It's called Ragnarok.
Oh, yeah. They've got the new Ratchet and Clank,
Horizon Zero Dawn sequel.
the new Sackboy.
Fifth Wisdom. Yep. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the new IPs because there's that new studio that they set up that we talked about a couple of weeks back. That was got like heads of Google Stadia and stuff and on it, and like ex-developers of like Destiny games and all that, or another studio, I can't remember which.
I probably will buy a PS5 eventually just to play these games.
Yes, and because Sony is finally doing stuff, you can now get a black PS5 controller and a red one as well. Yeah. I didn't want to say black and red because it's not black and red, it's red or black.
Yes,
Because
that's
the base
true.
bit is still blue. But that's why I don't want to say that, because black and red PS5 controller sounds like you can get a black and red one. But no, you can get a black one or a red one.
Well, the black and red one would look quite cool.
I think it's black and the base is like dark blue that they have on the bottom bit.
Yeah.
But I've already pre-ordered my black one.
It looks good. It looks really good. I don't know why they didn't do this in the first place.
fucking hate the white controller. It's already so dirty and I've done nothing to it. It just picks up dirt and I hate it. I don't know why they decided to do white. I'm fine with the console being white, but the fucking controller being white is the dumbest decision.
But the mad thing is, it's the cosmic red one is £5 more.
On Amazon, it's the same price. I don't know if that's just in America.
Well, in America, it said it was £5 more on Amazon. I'll check it out.
When I looked, it was the same price. They might have changed it. But you can buy it, like, it's less than the actual controller, but it's on sale at the moment in the UK, so... I mean, it doesn't really matter, because controllers are controllers.
That's true. I think they sold out instantly.
Yeah, I got lucky. Yeah, no, you're right. It's $64.99. I mean, it's a special color, and, like, it looks pinkish on here. I mean, I wouldn't
on
get
Amazon.
It. Yeah.
It's actually still there. I can't see it.
I think you're using America.
No, I'm on England.
You have to go on the DualSense Cosmic. You have to go on the normal controller, and then it will be at the bottom, like in the little change
right.
edition.
Yeah. I see it now.
For some odd reason, they don't do it separately. But yeah, the black one is the nice one, and I'm gonna get that.
That's nice. I do like cosmic red as well. I think normally doesn't look as pink as it normally does in the picture, but I like the red one.
No, I mean it's not bad. I'm just going for the black because I like the black.
I think the white is the worst one.
Then I'll accidentally pick up my PS4 controller, thinking it's my PS5 controller, and then I'll accidentally turn on my PS4, and I'll be like, "Oh, why did I do this to myself?"
Is the DualSense more comfy than the PS4 and the DualShock 4? Sorry.
It's sort of It depends on how your hands are. If you've got little tiny hands, it's not.
I've heard it's better for bigger hands.
Yeah,
So
I've got big hands. But I like the PS4. I like both. They're like the PS3 one is fine. I like that one.
Because I'm thinking about buying a new controller for my PC.
Yes, we had this discussion ages ago.
Yeah, but I don't know if I want another DualShock 4. Because if the DualSense 5 is more comfy, then I would get that one.
Well,
mainly because I'm really against the Xbox One using batteries.
Mine's I don't like the joystick controller on the left side.
That also annoys me too. But it's mainly the batteries.
I can't fucking stand it. It just drives me insane. But that's about it. Ew, no, wait, Dan.
No, it isn't. No, it is not.
Yeah, I know. That was me being sarcastic. With disappointment comes more disappointment. Dan, you might not ever get a PS5.
No, so the PS5 shortages are continuing to next year. Who would have thought?
Sony kind of confirmed it in an interview, basically stating, hey, look, we're kind of expecting this shortage to continue into the next year.
Yeah, the silicon
Luckily,
chip...
I don't have to worry about that because I already got one, so sucks to be you guys.
The silicon chip shortage is not going away. Cryptocurrency is also not going away, which means...
Although, later in the news, we have some cryptocurrency.
Well, yeah, we'll get there, but I don't think it's going away anytime soon, which means...
But the Lord Messiah is not endorsing it anymore.
Yeah, we got it, but... Also, the mobile market might be affected by this now.
Yeah,
so
but you know
people might not get new iPhones.
Well, why would you want one? Totally unbiased news show here.
Not biased at all. But Sony first? Oh, no, not biased.
A podcast called Thoughts, Feelings, and Emotions is biased? What?
How dare they express their thoughts, feelings, and emotions?
But if you want to know our thoughts, feelings, emotions on Nintendo is getting a controller app, but it costs £8. Dad, how much do you love to calculate?
It's the stupidest thing, isn't it?
It's just the basic phone calculator, but £8 on a Nintendo Switch.
To be fair, the iPad still doesn't have a calculator.
Really?
No, you have to have third-party ones. iPad doesn't have a calculator app.
And that's because if anyone who had an Apple product realized how much they were spending and used a calculator, they'd be like, what? No,
it's because originally they were having the blown-up version of the iPhone one. But Steve Jobs didn't like it, and he basically said, okay, either redesign it or remove it. So they removed it, and then just never added it back in again.
I'm sure he's rolling in his grave.
He probably doesn't care, to be honest.
Oh, no, wait. No, he's probably
would you pay £8 for a calculator?
No.
No, neither would I.
A physical one, maybe, but I have a phone.
I spent more than on my physical one. I think my physical one was like 30 quid.
Yeah, those sciencey calculator ones are like...
This one.
Insane. Yeah, well, Dan, they can't see that.
The Class Wiz Casio. It's pretty good. It can do integration and stuff, if you know that kind of things. A differentiation. A lot of calculus.
But Dan, I have a phone, and it's got a calculator, and it's free. I mean, the phone was expensive.
Funny enough, most phone calculators can't do integration or differentiation.
Yeah, but how often are you doing that?
A lot. That's why I have this calculator.
Yes, but how is the average person doing it, Dan?
Oh, I'm not.
None. None is the answer. People need a calculator to add up 1 plus 1.
I mean, that's why they're 30 quid. Not because it probably costs 30 quid to make, but because it's such a niche product.
Well, maybe, Dan, we don't know. Maybe this one does those calculations and it will save...
You can do it, but not on the default apps, because like I said, it's a niche thing out there. It's a waste of time.
Like we're saying, this one might do it. This £8 calculator.
£8 calculator? No, it won't.
For a £200 Switch.
It won't. I bet you that's a basic calculator. It doesn't have a scientific function.
It is. It looks like a fucking standard phone one.
Yeah, of course it is for 8 quid. Why wouldn't it be?
But, I mean, anyone who buys it, good luck to you. You need that calculator. There goes my phone.
Don't diss the phone calculator.
In more gaming news, Intel is using machine learning to make GTA 5 look realistic.
Oh, this looks incredible. This actually looks incredible.
So basically what this is doing is, well, for anyone who doesn't know, like, about, like, deep fakes and stuff.
Yeah.
Where you're basically stitching already existing photos onto, like, someone else or something else. And then it just makes it look sort of realistic, but it's, like, creepy. But because, like, objects and stuff are easier to translate than human faces.
Yeah, because, like, you know, it's not so obviously wrong.
And also because GTA is basically mapped to the city that Los Santos is based on, so Los Angeles, I think it is in America. It's pretty easy to get photos of Los Angeles and match them to GTA.
Imagine
So-
if this is the future of gaming.
What they're doing is basically using the game and then stitching realistic photos over the game. And as the game progresses, it changes the photos and it makes it look realistic, but you'd be playing the game. I think this is just a video. I don't think you could actually play the game as it, because it would just be mapping it on top afterwards.
No. But if processors get powerful enough, we could actually make deepfakes in real time.
It's an interesting... It's very fucking complicated, according to this video and everything, but yeah, it's very impressive that they can basically make GTA, like the actions in GTA, look realistic with like genuine real photos. It gets a bit choppy in some places where the photos can't keep up, but like you're playing GTA and you're driving around in GTA, but everything looks photorealistic.
Yeah, I mean, it's like...
And so the fear in a man's eyes as you shoot him will look so realistic.
Okay, this one might actually cause people to start shooting each other.
Finally, GTA will be proven to be the cause of human downfall, like every politician thinks.
Yeah. To move on to a bit of a lighter note, apparently Destiny is going to be selling baby Fallen plushies. That look very adorable.
I went back to Destiny today.
Did you? For the new season?
Yeah. I gave it a quick looky atty. It's all right so far. I've done like the first couple missions, nothing too major.
Well, I tried to play it, and every time I try to play it, it crashes.
That's
So,
the
I'm not having a good
PC
time
Master
right now.
Race for you. It's the PC Master Race.
PC Master Race, yeah. I don't think we've included it on the list, but I just want to talk about it quickly. Bungie accidentally released crossplay for a couple of days as well.
Oh, nice. That is coming.
It is coming, yeah. They accidentally enabled it, so people could play on PC and Xbox and PS4 together. And they sent out a tweet and was like, "Yeah, we might as well use it while it's here. We can't do anything for a couple of days."
So we could do it now, or have
No,
they
they
fixed
fixed it. They fixed it on 11th of March.
Ah.
11th of
Message
May.
me, Dan. We could have done it.
Yeah, so it's available from Tuesday, Wednesday.
But yeah, you can now buy it, because in the new DLC, it's revealed that there are some baby Fallen.
Yeah, and
And,
they're all really cute.
Yeah, big blue glowy eyes, and then you can now buy plushies. And I
Yeah.
might buy one and punt it
I want
across
one.
the street.
I want one. They're cute.
They do look alright. You can get a white one or a black one.
I mean, it's not really. It's a light or a dark one actually, because they're both.
Oh,
I don't see color. As you know, no. It's just,
I would punt both equally across.
no, it's light and dark. The skin color doesn't change. It's just one's basically feels in the dark and one's in the light.
And then in Ubisoft news, because plushies they be soft.
What?
I was gonna say Ubisoft plush. Yeah, yeah.
That is the worst one.
You get my transition. Well done. I'm glad that finally caught on to you.
That's so bad.
So basically, Ubisoft came out and said that they're working on a fuck ton of free-to-play games of versions of their core franchises, and everyone panicked and went, they're abandoning AAA and they're just making free-to-play games. And Ubisoft had to come out and basically went, no, we're still doing AAA like games, but we're just going to make spin-off like games. Because we were, I think last week we were talking about the Division spin-off, which was going free-to-play.
Yeah.
And then I imagine this is just, they'll take like a version of Assassin's Creed and make a free-to-play Assassin's Creed. Probably a battle royale.
Well, the whole point of a
'cause
free-to-play game is for you to be drawn into that universe and then spend money.
Yeah.
That's why
And
Destiny's now gone free-to-play, because it draws bigger crowd
and
in.
took all the content out of it and makes you pay for more content.
Yeah, exactly. Free to
Whilst
play.
basically saying fuck you to all the people who paid money originally.
Yeah, very true. But to not talk about Destiny, like many franchises have done it before, even with microtransactions.
Oh yeah.
There's so many free-to-play games that make loads of money.
Yeah.
Fortnite,
But
one of the biggest.
so yeah, Ubisoft ain't abandoning the AAA, but they are trying to make a lot more free to play, like Hyperscapes. Everyone's favorite battle
yeah,
royale.
we all love Hyperscape.
Yeah. But I think Skull and Bones, their like pirate game that was like similar to Assassin's Creed Black Flag, like a thing that they were trying to do, got delayed again, and people have speculated that they're trying to switch that to this game model where it's free to play now. So a big AAA game might be switching to, but that was similar to what fucking Destruction Derby or whatever the fuck it was on PlayStation. That was like a big AAA game, and then PlayStation pulled it and made it a free-to-play PlayStation Plus game, and then to try and bring in the audience to play it.
Yeah, it's about bringing in as much audience as you can. The bigger audience you bring in nowadays, the more money you'll make.
Yeah, and also the price, because the problem that you have is, do you either price your game at $60 to $70, or do you make it free to play and get more people in, or do you try and charge people and then on top of it make people pay for a battle pass like COD?
I do see COD eventually becoming free to play.
COD is free to play, Dan. It's called Warzone.
No, I mean I see it.
The biggest fucking thing ever.
I can see it eventually going fully free to play.
No, Dan, because they can make you pay full AAA price and then have battle passes. And then
I reckon they make you pay AAA if you want to play the campaign, or maybe I can get extra gamer. But I reckon the multiplayer will also go free to play.
No, they'll just continue supporting Warzone, and then they'll bring out another Warzone. They'll bring out Warzone 2.
Yeah. Anyway,
now that they've got Warzone, they don't have to do anything.
Talking about kind of sequels, Ghost Runner's getting a sequel.
Yeah. Do you know what Ghost Runner is, Dan?
I've heard of it.
It's basically cyberpunky parkour, and you have a big old slashy sword in it as you run. I've played it. I liked it. I haven't finished it, but I just put this on there because I liked the game, and I just think this game was pretty good, and it should get I'd be happy with the sequel. I don't know how it ends yet, so I don't know.
It only came out last year. It was made by One More Level.
Yep.
For
you to say
Rounds
one person,
and Slipgate Ironworks.
Yeah, but I like the story. You're basically a assassin, assassin, I think, and then you have to fight like a bunch of. You're just running and parkouring.
Parkour? You got a parkour?
You got parkour. And you're just running around slicing people, and as you can slow down time and just dodge and whip and weave, and it's fun. I liked it.
I mean, it's got
there's
good
some
reviews.
puzzle elements. Yeah, there's some puzzly elements.
Ooh, I do like a good puzzle.
Element. Yeah. But yeah, that's the end of the gaming news.
Oh, so sad, but with sadness brings happiness. Where we go on to tech time and science shenanigans.
Woo!
And we're going to start with mushrooms are on Mars, and it might prove that life can exist on Mars.
Goddamn toads everywhere.
Yeah.
Fucking bastards. Gotta kill Mario.
I hate mushrooms, but whatever.
Well, damn, they could be the cause of life.
It could be. Oh god, I just hate the look of mushrooms.
And they hate you.
Oh, I hate them. Okay, I'm not looking at this photo anymore. You can talk about it.
What's fucking wrong with mushrooms?
Let's
not talk about this. Let's talk about this. What the fuck's wrong with mushrooms?
I don't like mushrooms.
Is it the texture, the feel?
It's the look of them.
When you watch Shrek and he sneezes on that mushroom after taking the potion, and then it goes even bigger and weirder,
I
and
don't
looks
like
pretty.
They creep me out. So I want to eat a mushroom, not because of the taste, not because of the texture, just because what they look like.
They look like dick tips. Is that why it scares you?
No, it's like the hairs inside them.
Broken?
They've got like little hairs inside them. It's horrible.
Okay. I'm going to go and plant a bunch of mushrooms in your garden. I'm going to surround your house with mushrooms so you can never leave.
I'm good.
But back to the original story. There could be. So basically some photos have come out and it looks like there's some lumps on Mars and people are going, hey, look, they could be mushrooms.
They might not be. They're probably not. They're probably just rocks.
Very smooth, lumpy rocks.
Yeah, could be. I mean,
speaking of smooth, lumpy rocks, NASA craft carrying 4.5 billion-year-old asteroid dust beginning long trek home.
Yeah, this could be quite interesting innovation science.
I'm going to snort it.
Great idea. I'm not going to kill you at all.
Nah, I'll get superpowers. I'll become great.
Well, apparently the asteroid they took it off is bigger than the Empire State Building.
That's going to be a lot of dust to snort.
Yep.
My nose is there.
Thanks for that
good.
one.
You're welcome. I'm glad this is an audio medium.
Yes.
Its destination, some 185 miles or 297 kilometers away. And it launched off in 2016 and is now finally coming back.
So another 4 years.
Yeah, I mean, cool.
Although
space dust
to the spacecraft, it might be shorter. So it might have only gone might be like a day less. Because when you travel, you experience less time.
Yeah.
How is this thing powered? Is it just by orbit?
I guess. I imagine most of them are, aren't they? Well, it has a little rocket booster, and it just slowly twists every couple seconds.
Yeah, I don't know how
Or it's got a little
doing
solar
this, but-
panel. Space is crazy, Dan. They can do anything.
Oh yeah, I keep thinking about it, and my brain keeps dying every time I think about it.
For example, China has landed its Mars rover on
Mars,
Mars.
is Mars rover?
Don't go racist on me, Dan. That's bad. Not every Chinese word is pronounced with an R.
No, that's what you said.
No, I didn't. No, I never said anything. The Zhurong rover, or Zhurong.
Don't try pronouncing it. There's no point trying.
Unless you're Chinese.
Unless you're Chinese. Yeah, China's also got a game involved in this whole thing.
Yeah, so we'll have 2 robots on Mars, and we can get them to fight.
Yeah, but this is actually China's first ever rover on Mars.
Yeah, and we'll get them to fight. It will be a 2-team tag team between the US ones and the Mars ones.
It would just be like the real robot wars in real life.
Yeah, I imagine the Chinese one's got a blade on the front, and NASA's one's got a little helicopter that can shoot beams down. It'll be fun.
I
And
don't
it's
think
all
they've
being
actually
live-streamed.
landed in the same place, though. I think they've landed very differently.
Well, it's going to be a couple days before they fight, Dan. You got to build the hype.
It won't be more than a couple of days. Do you know how big that planet is?
Space.
It's not going to be a couple of days.
Yes.
Based on
But
how
from
slow these things travel, it's going to be years.
Well, all hype, Dan. It's all going to be hype.
Hive, yeah.
I've got my tickets to watch it.
In 4 years' time, they'll fight each other.
But from space to SpaceX, Elon Musk to launch a Dogecoin-funded satellite to the moon next year.
Of course he has.
Because why not?
He's
So
trying
basically-
to pump up Dogecoin as much as he can.
Oh yeah, did we talk about it when he was on SNL and it fucking crashed because they tried to pump it and
Oh,
it
I
just
don't think he
tanked?
did.
Anyway, if you don't know, I imagine not last week it was, last Sunday, Elon Musk went on at Saturday Night Live and was host, and they pumped Dogecoin a lot. And someone made a graph of every time Dogecoin was mentioned and every time it went down. So every time Elon Musk mentioned Dogecoin or someone mentioned Dogecoin, the value dropped. So this thing may never actually happen because space travel is very expensive. And so if the Dogecoin value falls, and because the cryptocurrency is so unstable, they might never actually be able to fund this. What I imagine they're doing is just basically whenever they're buying Dogecoin and then immediately selling it. So that they can say that it's funded by Dogecoin, but they're basically just pump and dumping. So they'll get the value up, buy a load, wait for the value to go up, sell it, and then drop it, and then buy it again.
Crazy.
Because there's no fucking way that they're getting it without doing that.
Yeah, talk about crashing. Bitcoin's crashed as well because Elon Musk has tweets that Teslas can no longer be bought with crypto.
No, because they're, as everyone's been fucking saying for ages, they're shit for the environment. And as the person who's trying to promote clean energy and stuff, it seems real stupid that he's fucking going, hey, look, these cryptocurrencies that are horrible for the environment, buy them so I can get richer.
I mean, Bitcoin's gone significantly down recently.
Yeah. We could finally buy it down. We could secretly get rich for this podcast.
It's not down that much. It's still 50,000 a coin.
We could buy a percentage of a percentage because that's how money works.
Yeah, that's how it works. Should have bought it in October. It's only 10 grand a coin then.
Should have bought it when it first came out, Dan, and you'd be fucking rich.
No, but if you bought when you first came out, you would have sold it by now.
This is the dude who sold his shares for like a pizza, and he had like 10,000.
Yeah.
And then he sold it for a pizza, and then that would have been worth like billions of dollars.
Be like, well, I'm an idiot.
I'm gonna kill myself. We talked about Dogecoin because the dude, I think we spoke about this last time. The dude who created Dogecoin sold his shares for like the cost of a Nissan or something, and then it's worth more than Nissan or Toyota or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, what? It's 65 billion market capital.
Yeah,
It's a stupid amount of money.
Yeah.
Talking about stupid amount of money, HTC has unveiled their new VR headsets called the Vive Pro 2 and Focus 3, and one's got a
This shit is insane.
Yeah, it's got a 5K display and 120 hertz display rate, unless that's a typo, which it might be.
120 hertz refresh.
I feel like 5K display is a typo and it should be 4K.
No, it is 5K.
It is 5K.
It is 5K. It's because I think but it can it's very confusing. 2448 by 2048 pixels per eye.
Apparently,
So that's-
it will use the upcoming DisplayPort 2.0 standard, which will allow two 8K displays to run at 120Hz from a single USB 4 port, or single 16K display
16K
running
display.
at 60Hz.
Yeah. And now, if you want to know how much this is, there's, I think, 13 grand?
It's expensive.
Yeah. So...
Or if you pre-order it, you can save 50 quid.
Oh, boy. But there's a nice little handy graph showing the percentages of, like, current, the market share of VR headsets. And Oculus is sitting at 53.5, Sony is sitting at 11.9, HTC is sitting at 5.7, DPVR, never heard of them, 5.5, Pico 4.8, and then others is 18.6.
Yeah.
So
the price...
Facebook has the big stranglehold on it. At
they always
the moment.
do. The price of the Focus 3 is £1,060 or $1,300.
Oh, did I see 13,000?
You said 13,000.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, so very expensive.
Really, very... I mean, I'd rather just get Sony VR.
Yeah, I want their new one. It looks good.
The more and more I
controllers
look
that
at
we
it, I'm thinking, yep, it's going to be using USB-C.
Mm.
Everyone else is doing it now.
They have confirmed that, Dan.
Yeah, I know. But I just think of it more,
It's like,
you know?
oh, you're just thinking about, oh, they're going to do it. Oh, they're going to do it. They've confirmed they're doing it.
Yeah, you never know. They could backtrack.
Well, speaking of backtracking, Microsoft loves backtracking on their designs for Windows, and now we've got a new design.
Oh, it's so sad. And they've gotten rid of the floppy disk icon as a save icon.
Yeah, and I'm sad. No one knows what that is. Like, any child doesn't know what a floppy disk is.
Even I know what a floppy disk is.
Yeah. I mean, everyone knows what a floppy disk is. It's the save icon, Dan.
They're like, oh, that's a floppy disk? I thought it was a slow save icon.
There are pictures on there's threads on the internet where people have shown their kids like floppy disks, and they're going, "Why have you 3D printed the save icon?" Because that's what kids think it is.
Yeah. However, Microsoft's redesigning the whole icon system for Windows. I mean,
Like
I would
Google.
say the icons do look a bit outdated now for all the File Explorer and everything else in general.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. As long as they don't look as ugly as Google's redesigns every time Google tries to redesign their logos.
The only way I
Just
can
come on.
summarize this now is it looks more like a Linux icons. I mean, this sounds very
Blast-
vague because Linux is so it can be used for so many different things. There's so many different mods, but it looks more like a kind of a Linux kind of thing, or Mac OS.
Yeah,
I mean, I like the new design for the file icons.
I mean, they're all right. I don't. It's hard to describe them. They're just file icons and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
well, instead of having a vertical file icon, it's a horizontal file, and each one's coloured.
Oh boy. Yeah,
each one's got
blue,
a different
green,
colour instead.
orange. Pictures has a triangle and a little circle.
Well, to put it in
Video is
perspective, the
purple.
old icons had, for pictures was just a picture, videos was a video, music was a music icon, and download was an arrow. So now it's each of these icons in a folder, but the folder's color coded.
And do we know when that's coming out?
End of this year, end of 2021.
Wonderful. Now, I don't know why I put this one here, because we should have done this at the beginning of the show. YouTube has run the number, because you fucked up our intro, so this would have been perfect. So YouTube has run the numbers to see how vloggers open their videos. And apparently, Hey Guys is the most common used intro across YouTube.
Well, I know what we got to do now. We got to start our podcast off for this.
No, Dan, because whilst it may be the most common, they've also shown that the top YouTubers don't have that as their intro. They have unique intros. So we need to come up with a new unique intro. But they've also shown what it is in other countries. So I'm not going to try and pronounce any of those because this is going to be bad.
Suddenly I realised when I say ladies and gentlemen, I'm not that unique, as this is the most common for tech.
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen is the most common for tech. Then it's followed by Hey Guys, What's Up,
Dear.
Hi This, Hey Awesome. For fitness, it's What's Up, Hey Guys, Good Morning, Hey Everybody, Hi Guys. So fitness very gender specific.
Well, I'll
travel
tell you what. Next
is
week,
good
I will
morning.
use my random intro generator.
Yeah, but if you want to know what the most common ones, beauty is Hey Guys, which is interesting.
Hey guys.
Hey guys, I'm gonna put some makeup on my face. Is that how they do it? Is that how they do it? I don't know. I never watched makeup.
That sounds very stereotypical to me.
Which stereotype.
It sounds like you're calling them idiots.
Oh no, I was just doing what I think women sound like.
Oh dear. Well, we're cancelled. It's been very
Nah,
fun.
Dan, we're gonna do some ASMR.
Hey guys, how you doing today?
Fucking hate ASMR. It creeps me the fuck out. I can't listen to it. It's disturbing.
It's great. It's so relaxing.
No, it generally disturbs me. It just sends shivers down my fucking spine.
That's what's supposed to do.
No, it's meant to make you relax.
No, it's meant to give you
point.
tingles. It's meant to give you that feeling.
Yeah, but they're meant to be relaxing to people.
Oh yeah,
that doesn't
the
relax
tingles
me.
are supposed to be relaxing, but it's supposed to give you tingles.
Yeah, but it doesn't help. But if you want to, Hey Guys has been consistent since 2010, which is when they did this from. YouTube picked videos that had over 20,000 views from channels that had over 20 million subscribers. So it's worth noting that the results are more reflective on how relatively popular videos open, rather than single videos on the platform.
Wow.
But they also found that the biggest ones had unique intros. So like Jacksepticeye's Top of the Morning, Philip DeFranco's Hey You Beautiful Bastards, and all of that. So
we will create our own intro. We will find something, and we will use it.
It would just be us fucking up every time.
Correct, but I will find something. I will invent a new intro.
You could create a new intro every time, Dan, and then one of them might stick.
Well, I have actually got an application for random greetings each week, so I could use that.
Shall we move on?
We should move on.
To more Epic versus Apple news.
Yes, so last week we covered the first week of the trial. This is now the second week.
So Epic and Apple have squeezed Microsoft over Xbox and xCloud restrictions. So basically it was talking about how Microsoft worked its way around all of the Apple contingency to try and get xCloud on, and how it's all very fucking complicated.
I think after the situation, just everyone's ending up being worse off.
Yeah, everyone's getting dragged into this because Sony's being dragged into it, Epic's being dragged, Microsoft, Steam, Nintendo, I imagine at some point is going to get dragged into this. We haven't heard much about Nintendo, but...
I mean, Nintendo are very independent.
But this has big impacts on the business, because if it rules in Epic's favor, then it will change the gaming industry quite substantially. And if it rules in Apple's favor, then it will lock down the gaming industry quite substantially. So it'll be very interesting to see. But there's some stupid shit that's going on. And Apple and Epic are fighting over the character Peely and whether or not a banana is naked without a suit on or with his peel on. Because there's a character called Peely in Epic on Fortnite, and there's a skin of Peely which has a suit on. And they went, hey, look, this is a character wearing a suit. So if you take the normal character, which is just the banana being a banana with some legs and arms and a face, it's naked because there's a version with a suit on. So they're now fighting over whether or not Epic is promoting porn to kids. Because a banana is... Yeah, that's how petty this shit's going. So this is an excerpt from the court thing. So Apple
is this a counter
attorney...
from Apple then?
Yeah, basically. This is Apple
this is
trying
the
to...
most pettiest thing ever.
Yeah. So this is an Apple attorney. We have in front of us new sets of images. And what is the screen showing? Wessinger, someone from Epic. This is your matchmaking lobby. Attorney, we have a large yellow banana here, don't we? In a tuxedo. Wessinger, yes, that is Peely. Attorney, and that's Peely, did you say? Wessinger, yeah. And attorney, in fact, in a tuxedo, he's known as Agent Peely, correct? Wessinger, that's correct. Attorney, we thought it better to go with this suit than the naked banana since we are in federal court this morning.
It's just a banana, man.
Yeah. But they went on to try and prove that the banana was naked and that
it's just a banana.
Yeah, they were trying to claim that Epic is hosting porn.
I don't think that's going to end up in court, because court's going to go, it's a banana.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I thought where Epic's attorney was Wessinger. No, Wessinger is the judge, I think, who's presiding over this. So then we get another excerpt from Epic's attorney. A little bit of digression. We talked about Peely, our banana, remember that? Wessinger, I do. And there might have been an implication that to show Peely without a suit would have been inappropriate. Do you agree with that? Wessinger, yes. Attorney, is there anything inappropriate about Peely without a suit? Wessinger, no, there isn't. Attorney, if we could just put on the screen a picture of Peely, is there anything appropriate about Peely without clothes? Wessinger, it's just a banana. So you could see how petty these two big titans of the industry are going at.
Yeah, but the judge is just going to go, it's just a banana.
Yeah, that's what they did. That's what the judge just
Yeah,
said.
it's just a banana. Why are you fighting him about this?
But also in it, because Apple, iPhone, or the Apple people are trying to claim that the reason they don't want an open source market on their platform is because it can lead to data problems. So Epic's response was to bring out a problem for Apple in terms of Apple Apple brass discussed disclosing 128 million iPhone hack and then decided not to. So they didn't actually bring up that they'd had a hack that affected 120 million iPhones. And so Epic was like, your platform is still not great, and you don't tell people, even though you claim to be like highly secure. So your point of it being unfair for us to bring in our things because it's not because we're going to bring in problems for you in terms of privacy. You still have problems with privacy regardless.
How do you think this is going to end?
It's fucking difficult to determine because the original, it's blown up from what it was originally going to be, which was Epic did technically break Apple's terms of services because they purposely invalidated their rules. But now it's basically become so much bigger, and it's fighting for whether Apple is a monopoly, which it technically is, but also technically isn't, because basically what they're trying to determine is, does Apple fall under gaming, or does Apple, because it's so big, fall under its own system, which would then mean it dominates its own marketplace, and it's a self-contained monopoly, which would then make it a problem for US courts because they would be a monopoly and you can't have a monopoly. So Apple would have to either open up or be forced to disintegrate or dismantle some of its structures.
I think it is a monopoly for the solid reason that the software is not open source and you can only get applications from the App Store.
Yeah, but the reason why it's complicated is because Apple spreads across so many things. It's not one. It's trying to compete against so many other companies. It can't be technically classified.
However, you're not competing with those companies because they cannot. Those other companies cannot have properties on
that
iPhones.
That is Epic's point.
Yeah,
but because they're spread they're spread wide across multiple different things.
Yeah,
they are technically not monopolies on those areas. Epic is trying to prove that they're a monopoly on their own
store.
Because of how big they are.
Because they're the only store that can be on iPhone.
For Apple, yeah.
Whereas if you have an Android phone, you can have multiple stores.
Whereas Apple is trying to prove that they are not a monopoly because they're across so many different things that they have competitors against them. But because they're self-contained, it's kind of complicated. And whilst this is why it has ramifications, because it could dismantle Apple or it could enhance. And every time Apple goes to court now, it could have the backing of a federal court case that proves that they aren't a monopoly. So they could just go and claim that they aren't a monopoly every time someone tries to claim they are a monopoly.
I feel like Apple is a monopoly.
I think they are, but it's whether or not this judge also...
Yeah, it depends.
This has massive ramifications, and Epic is basically falling on the knife to try and prove it.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. I mean, think about it. Apple's terms of service is like, if you want to be on our store, you have to agree by this. If you don't, your product's not going on an iPhone.
And you lose 50% of the phone market or 50% of the PC market.
I would say that's a monopoly.
Yeah. But because it's not 60% or 60% of the phone market, because it's only like 50 or 40% now, I can't remember what percentage Apple actually has.
I suppose the only argument is you could just get an Android.
Android.
But it's not quite the same because it's a different...
This is all what Epic is trying to prove, and this is what the courts are trying to rule as whether or not this is all... It's very fucking complicated, and I'm glad I'm not the one trying to rule over this.
Oh, yeah, I'd be like...
But the downside for Apple is a lot of tech companies hate Apple, and were doing a lot of their power to dismantle Apple's power. So...
Depending on how good Apple lawyers are, I feel like it might be ruled against Apple.
Technically, if you're doing it just solely on what the case originally is, Epic versus Apple. Did Epic break the rules and terms of services of their contract with
Yes,
Apple?
they did.
Apple wins, but because it's becoming so much more, it will determine whether or not Epic loses.
It's basically saying, starting if the rules were unfair.
Yeah, to begin with.
Yeah.
So if the judge rules in favor of Apple, it basically proves Epic broke their rules, and then Apple is allowed to continue as it is. Or if Epic is ruled to win or wins, then it could change how Apple has to operate in the future.
I feel like there may be like a middle ground of Epic might not get anything out of it by saying you broke the terms of service. However,
I think Epic is happy with as long as Apple has to allow them on the store again.
yeah,
But with a way around the Apple. But Apple made a point that people can just go and buy on the the Epic store, and you don't we don't
but
force
you can't
people.
play the game on iPhone now.
No, but you can. Yeah, but you before this, when they were
Right.
before Epic decided to break the terms, you could go on the web browser, purchase the V-Bucks, and then transfer those onto your account, and then you'd still have those V-Bucks, and you could work around it if you wanted to, or you could buy them on a PlayStation and you could bypass it that way.
But I think
So
the point is
there-
like Apple taking money
you
from in-game purchases like that.
But that's Apple's counter against it. You could use other means to purchase V-Bucks. You didn't have to break our terms of services if you still wanted the money, because people could indirectly buy them in other ways. But it was the fact that Epic redirected people and promoted the fact that you could buy it, which is also bad because that just proves that Apple had a stranglehold. Because if Epic were to promote it and say buy it off our store, Apple would then go, "Hey, you're breaking our terms of service." So, hey, look, it's all very complicated because that's the whole reason. Because they redirected people from the Apple store to the Epic web browser so that they would purchase it.
Yeah.
So Apple kind of trying to shoot them, trying to not shoot them in the foot.
It's very complicated, and it's so complicated we should move on to a final section of Weird, Wacky, Wonderful World. And our first topic is anti-maskers are starting to wear masks to protect them from being vaccinated.
No, from the vaccinated.
That's the one.
Yeah. So we're finally getting anti-maskers to wear masks because we're vaccinated and they think we're carrying diseases.
It's so stupid. It's the stupidest thing, isn't it?
Yep, but as long as it's getting them to wear masks, I don't fucking care.
Yeah. It's like, oh, we don't want to wear masks because it's all right. However, you're carrying a disease because you were vaccinated from a disease.
And we don't trust that vaccination, so we're going to wear a mask to protect ourselves from you, person who now doesn't carry the virus and is no threat to me.
Wear a mask. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. And then in some wonderful news, the Queen confirms plans to finally ban conversion therapy in the UK.
That is really good. That is wonderful. That is brilliant.
I didn't even know it was still around. That's bad.
No, I didn't know it was. I'm pretty sure it wasn't being used, but yeah, I think it's just law now.
I think, yeah. So basically, if you don't know what conversion therapy is, it's basically using like electric shock to try and convert people who are gay to being straight.
Yeah, which of course didn't work.
Yeah, because you don't have much of a say in who you.
No, you don't get a say. No,
you shouldn't. But it was used by like parents who didn't want their kids being gay to like try and like torture them to get them to stop being gay, and it's very bad, and no one we shouldn't be doing it in the 21st century.
Well, the only way to stop them is to wear protation.
What?
I mean,
What,
it's
a
just
mask?
like, if they weren't born in the first place.
True.
That's the only way to stop it happening.
Yeah.
To be honest.
It's like protection from what? The
No. Like, you know,
I get your point now.
Contraception.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's just the wonderful side of the world. We're finally getting rid of something that was bad.
So we've gone right through the emotions today. We've had
Yep.
good, we've had laughs, we've had the bad.
We've had
the
biases, we've had long political discussions on big tech companies that you have no power over and who's going to fight to get more money.
Yeah. Well, check out last week's TBO to discuss our R-rated movies, thoughts,
Yes.
feelings,
Well done.
and
Well
emotions.
Get the plug of the dame in the show.
Yeah, there we go. And check us out this week for a TBO special, which we have no idea what we're doing yet, but we'll look forward to it anyway.
Yes. We'll see you then. Bye.